What if I told you that one simple vitamin, something inexpensive, something sitting on a pharmacy shelf right now, could dramatically improve the blood flow in your legs, especially if you're over 70? I'm talking about warmer feet, stronger steps, less heaviness, fewer cramps at night, and that feeling of life coming back into your lower body. Because let's be honest, if you're over 70 and your legs feel weak, cold, numb, or tired after just a short walk, you're not alone. And it's not just aging, it's often circulation. And today I'm going to share the number one vitamin that can help support healthy blood flow in your legs in a powerful way. Now, before we go any further, I want you to think about this. How many times have you been told that leg pain, tingling, or stiffness is simply part of getting older? That slowing down is inevitable, that cold feet are normal? But here's what most people don't realize. Blood flow is the delivery system of your body. It carries oxygen, nutrients, and energy to your muscles. And when that delivery system slows down, your legs are usually the first to suffer because gravity is already working against you. If you've ever noticed your feet feel icy even when the room is warm, if your calves tighten up when you walk, if you feel a burning or numb sensation after sitting too long, that's often reduced circulation. And the real danger isn't just discomfort. Poor blood flow increases your risk of falls, muscle loss, slow wound healing, and long recovery times. And after 70, recovery matters more than ever. So what's the number one vitamin I'm talking about? It's vitamin B3, also known as niacin. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Niacin, isn't that just something in a multivitamin? Yes. But here's what most people don't understand. Vitamin B3 plays a direct role in supporting vasodilation. That means it helps widen your blood vessels. When blood vessels widen, blood can move more freely. And when blood moves more freely, your legs receive more oxygen and nutrients. This isn't hype. It's physiology. Vitamin B3 supports the production of something called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a molecule your body makes that signals blood vessels to relax. When vessels relax, circulation improves. And as we age, our natural nitric oxide production declines. That's one of the hidden reasons blood flow gets weaker over time. So when someone over 70 starts supporting their body with adequate vitamin B3, they're essentially helping their arteries stay flexible and open. That can mean stronger pulses in the feet. It can mean walking longer distances without that heavy dragging feeling. It can mean fewer nighttime leg cramps. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Vitamin B3 also helps reduce LDL oxidation. That's important because oxidized LDL contributes to plaque buildup inside arteries, and plaque buildup narrows blood vessels, restricting flow. So vitamin B3 doesn't just help vessels relax, it also supports cleaner, smoother blood pathways over time. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not saying this vitamin turns your legs into those of a 25-year-old overnight, but when combined with movement, hydration, and proper protein intake, it can be a powerful piece of the puzzle. And there's another layer most people miss. Vitamin B3 plays a role in energy production at the cellular level. Inside your cells are structures called mitochondria. Think of them as tiny power plants. They generate ATP, which is your body's energy currency, and B3 is essential for the production of NAD, a molecule that mitochondria need to function efficiently. What does that mean for you? Better cellular energy in your leg muscles, less fatigue when you stand up, stronger contractions when you climb stairs. It's not just about blood reaching your legs. It's about your muscle cells being able to use that oxygen effectively. Now let's talk about why this becomes especially important after 70. As we age, arteries naturally stiffen. The lining of blood vessels, called the endothelium, becomes less responsive. Nitric oxide production declines. Muscle mass decreases. Activity levels often drop. And all of that creates a perfect storm for reduced circulation. You may notice your legs feel weaker in the morning. You may find yourself needing to sit down more often. You might see your skin looking thinner or even slightly discolored around the ankles. These are subtle signs that your lower body circulation needs support. Vitamin B3 helps counteract several of these age-related changes. By supporting endothelial function, it helps maintain the elasticity of blood vessels. By supporting cholesterol balance, it helps reduce vascular narrowing. By supporting mitochondrial energy, it helps muscles stay active and resilient. Now let's talk about something important. There are different forms of vitamin B3. There's niacin, which can cause what's known as a niacin flush, that warm, tingling sensation some people feel after taking it. This flush happens because blood vessels expand. It's actually a sign that circulation is increasing. For some people, that's completely fine. For others, it can feel uncomfortable. There's also niacinamide, which doesn't cause flushing but still supports cellular energy pathways. However, it may not have the same powerful vasodilation effects as traditional niacin. And then there's inositol hexanocatenate, often called no-flush niacin. It's gentler, but its circulation benefits may be more gradual. If you're over 70, it's wise to start slow. Lower doses. See how your body responds. Always speak with your healthcare provider, especially if you're on medications like blood thinners or blood pressure medication, because improving circulation can amplify the effects of those drugs. But here's what I've seen again and again. When older adults support their circulation intentionally, everything improves. Walking becomes easier, balance improves, energy goes up, even mood can lift because better blood flow means better oxygen delivery to the brain too. Now let's address another common issue. Many people over 70 are deficient in B vitamins. Appetite decreases with age, digestive absorption becomes less efficient, certain medications interfere with B vitamin metabolism, and low stomach acid can impair nutrient breakdown. So even if you think you're eating well, you might not be absorbing enough B3. Foods rich in vitamin B3 include turkey, chicken breast, tuna, salmon, peanuts, mushrooms, and brown rice. But if you're not eating those regularly, supplementation may help fill the gap. And here's something powerful. When vitamin B3 levels improve, people often report warmer hands and feet within weeks. That's because peripheral circulation improves first. The smallest blood vessels, called capillaries, start delivering oxygen more efficiently, and oxygen is life for muscle tissue. When muscles receive oxygen, they can repair, they can grow, they can contract with strength. When they don't, they atrophy. That's why poor circulation accelerates muscle loss, and muscle loss increases fall risk. And falls are one of the biggest threats to independence after 70. So improving blood flow isn't just about comfort, it's about freedom. Imagine walking through the grocery store without having to lean on the cart. Imagine getting up from a chair without bracing yourself. Imagine sleeping without waking up from leg cramps. Now, I also want to mention that vitamin B3 works best when combined with movement. Even gentle walking stimulates circulation. When muscles contract, they act like pumps that push blood back toward the heart. So the vitamin opens the vessels and movement pushes the blood through them. That combination is powerful. Hydration matters too. Blood is mostly water. Dehydration thickens blood, making it harder to flow. So if you're taking vitamin B3 but not drinking enough water, you're missing part of the equation. Magnesium also plays a supportive role, helping blood vessels relax. And omega-3 fatty acids support arterial flexibility. So while B3 may be the #1 vitamin for circulation, it works in synergy with other nutrients. But let's bring this back to you. If you're over 70 and feeling like your legs just aren't what they used to be, don't assume it's permanent decline. Start thinking circulation. Start thinking oxygen. Start thinking cellular energy, because aging doesn't mean shutting down. It means adapting intelligently. And one more thing that often surprises people, improved circulation can support nerve health. Many seniors experience tingling or numbness in their feet. Sometimes that's neuropathy. Sometimes it's simply reduced blood flow to nerve tissue. Vitamin B3 supports nerve function because nerves require constant oxygen and nutrient delivery. So by supporting vascular health, you may also support nerve signaling. That can mean better balance and proprioception. That sense of knowing where your feet are without looking at them. And balance is everything. Let me paint a picture for you. Two individuals, both 75 years old. One ignores circulation, accepts cold feet, stops walking as much. Muscles shrink, balance declines, falls become more likely. The other supports circulation intentionally, adds vitamin B3 under medical guidance, walks daily, hydrates properly, focuses on protein intake, maintains muscle, maintains independence, same age, different trajectory, different. Now, I know the title says boost blood flow in your legs 1 million times. Obviously, that's a dramatic way of saying significantly improve. The truth is, even a modest improvement in circulation can feel life-changing when you've been struggling with heaviness or weakness. The key is consistency. Nutrients don't work like painkillers. They support systems. They optimize processes over weeks and months. Those small improvements compound. And here's something hopeful. The vascular system is remarkably adaptable. Even in your 70s and 80s, blood vessels can respond to positive changes. The body wants to heal. It just needs the right support. So if you've been feeling like your legs are slowing you down, start with this simple question. Am I supporting my circulation? Because when blood flows, life flows. And vitamin B3 might be the small but powerful key that helps open that door. Correcting hidden vitamin deficiencies after 70 may significantly lower the risk of circulation-related leg weakness and instability. And this is something far more common than most people realize. Many adults over the age of 70 are walking around with subtle nutrient gaps that don't show up dramatically at first. They don't always cause sharp pain or obvious illness. Instead, they slowly chip away at strength, balance, endurance, and confidence. You might notice your legs feel heavier than they used to. You may feel slightly unsteady when stepping off a curb. Maybe you find yourself holding on to furniture as you move through the house. These changes are often blamed entirely on age, but in many cases, there is an underlying physiological reason tied to micronutrient depletion. As we get older, the body changes in ways that directly affect nutrient absorption and utilization. Stomach acid production tends to decline, which impacts how well vitamins are released from food. Digestive enzyme output may decrease. The intestinal lining can become less efficient at transporting nutrients into the bloodstream. Even medications commonly prescribed after 70 can interfere with vitamin metabolism. Over time, this creates a silent deficiency state. It's not dramatic enough to trigger alarms, but it is enough to weaken tissues that rely on steady nourishment. Circulation is one of the first systems to feel the impact. Blood vessels require specific vitamins to maintain flexibility and structural integrity. The endothelial lining, which is the inner layer of blood vessels, depends on antioxidants and B vitamins to function properly. When deficiencies develop, endothelial cells become less responsive. Blood vessels may stiffen. Microcirculation, especially in the lower extremities, begins to decline. Because gravity already makes it harder for blood to return from the legs to the heart, even a small decline in vascular efficiency can produce noticeable weakness. Leg muscles depend on oxygen delivery. Oxygen delivery depends on red blood cell health. Red blood cell health depends heavily on vitamins like B12, folate, and B6. After 70, vitamin B12 deficiency becomes especially common due to reduced intrinsic factor production in the stomach. Without intrinsic factor, B12 absorption drops dramatically. A person may consume adequate amounts through food, but still remain deficient. When B12 levels fall, red blood cell formation becomes impaired. Cells may become larger and less efficient at transporting oxygen. This reduces oxygen availability to leg muscles, which can manifest as fatigue, heaviness, or instability during walking. Nerve tissue also depends on adequate B12 levels. Peripheral nerves in the feet and legs are particularly sensitive to deficiency. Over time, insufficient B12 can contribute to numbness, tingling, or reduced proprioception. Proprioception is your body's awareness of position and movement. When it declines, balance becomes compromised. A person may not feel the ground beneath their feet as clearly. Subtle shifts in posture go unnoticed. This increases the likelihood of stumbles and falls. Folate deficiency can compound these issues. Folate works closely with B12 in red blood cell production and homocysteine regulation. Elevated homocysteine levels, which can occur when B vitamin intake is insufficient, are associated with vascular dysfunction. High homocysteine may damage the endothelial lining and contribute to arterial stiffness. When arteries stiffen, circulation efficiency drops. In the legs, this may appear as cramping during walking or slower recovery after exertion. Vitamin D is another critical nutrient frequently deficient after 70. Reduced sun exposure, thinner skin, and impaired kidney activation all contribute to lower vitamin D levels in older adults. Vitamin D is often associated with bone health, but its role extends far beyond that. It influences muscle strength, immune function, and vascular health. Low vitamin D levels are linked to muscle weakness, particularly in the proximal muscles of the hips and thighs. Weak hip muscles directly affect stability and gait. A person may take shorter steps or feel less secure when climbing stairs. Magnesium deficiency is also common and often overlooked. Magnesium supports muscle relaxation and vascular tone. It helps regulate blood pressure and assists in hundreds of enzymatic reactions related to energy production. Inadequate magnesium can contribute to muscle tightness, cramps, and impaired circulation. When blood vessels cannot relax properly, blood flow becomes restricted. In the legs, this may result in nighttime cramps or a sensation of coldness in the feet. Vitamin C plays a structural role in collagen synthesis. Collagen is a key component of blood vessel walls. Without sufficient vitamin C, vessels may lose resilience. Additionally, vitamin C functions as an antioxidant, protecting endothelial cells from oxidative stress. Oxidative stress increases with age and can damage vascular tissue. By correcting vitamin C deficiency, blood vessels may maintain better elasticity, supporting smoother blood flow to the lower extremities. Vitamin E also contributes to vascular health through its antioxidant properties. It helps protect cell membranes from oxidative damage and supports healthy circulation by preventing excessive clot formation. While deficiency is less common than other vitamins, suboptimal levels can still impair vascular function in older adults. Iron status must also be considered. Although iron deficiency is sometimes associated with younger populations, it can occur in older adults due to reduced dietary intake, absorption issues, or chronic conditions. Iron is essential for hemoglobin production. Without adequate hemoglobin, oxygen transport diminishes. Leg muscles, which already work against gravity, become fatigued more quickly when oxygen supply is compromised. When these deficiencies coexist, their effects are additive. Slightly low B12, slightly low vitamin D, mildly inadequate magnesium, and suboptimal folate may not cause dramatic laboratory abnormalities individually, but together they create a physiological environment where circulation falters, muscles weaken, and balance deteriorates. Correcting these deficiencies begins with awareness. Blood testing can provide insight into vitamin status. However, laboratory reference ranges are often broad. A level considered normal may still be suboptimal for optimal function in older adults. Functional practitioners sometimes look for levels in the upper half of the normal range, especially for B12 and vitamin D. Dietary adjustments can play a foundational role. Foods rich in B12 include fish, eggs, dairy, and fortified products. Folate is abundant in leafy greens, legumes, and certain fruits. Vitamin D can be obtained through safe sun exposure and fortified foods, though supplementation is often necessary after 70. Magnesium is found in nuts, seeds, whole grains, and dark leafy vegetables. Vitamin C is abundant in citrus fruits, berries, and peppers. Supplementation may be necessary when dietary intake and absorption are insufficient. For example, sublingual B12 bypasses some digestive limitations by allowing absorption through the tissues under the tongue. Vitamin D3 supplementation can raise serum levels more reliably than sun exposure alone in older adults. Magnesium glycinate is often well tolerated and may support muscle relaxation without digestive discomfort. Improving nutrient status can have tangible effects on leg strength. As red blood cell production improves, oxygen delivery increases. Muscles receive the fuel they need to contract effectively. As vitamin D levels normalize, muscle fibers may regain strength and coordination. As magnesium levels improve, vascular relaxation enhances blood flow. As B12 supports nerve health, proprioception sharpens, contributing to better balance. The relationship between circulation and instability is closely intertwined. Poor circulation reduces oxygen and nutrient delivery. Reduced oxygen leads to muscle fatigue. Fatigued muscles provide less support for joints. Joints become less stable. Instability increases fall risk. Falls can lead to fractures, hospitalizations, and long recovery periods. By addressing hidden vitamin deficiencies, this chain reaction can be interrupted at its source. Energy production at the cellular level also depends on adequate micronutrients. B vitamins serve as coenzymes in metabolic pathways that generate ATP. Without sufficient ATP, muscle contractions weaken. Even if blood flow is adequate, muscles cannot perform optimally without cellular energy. This is why correcting B vitamin deficiencies can produce noticeable improvements in endurance and walking capacity. Inflammation is another factor influencing circulation. Chronic low-grade inflammation becomes more common with age. Certain vitamin deficiencies can exacerbate inflammatory processes. Vitamin D, for example, has immunomodulatory effects that may reduce excessive inflammation. By improving vitamin D status, vascular inflammation may decrease, supporting smoother blood flow. Hydration status interacts with micronutrient balance. Dehydration thickens blood, making circulation more difficult. Some vitamin deficiencies can impair kidney function or electrolyte balance, indirectly influencing hydration. Ensuring adequate fluid intake alongside proper vitamin support enhances overall circulatory efficiency. Protein intake must also be considered. Vitamins enable processes, but protein provides structural building blocks for muscle. After 70, protein requirements may increase to counteract sarcopenia. Without sufficient protein, even corrected vitamin levels cannot fully restore muscle strength. Combining adequate protein with optimal vitamin intake creates a synergistic environment for improved leg function. Physical activity amplifies the benefits of correcting deficiencies. When muscles contract, they stimulate blood vessel dilation and encourage nutrient delivery. Improved vitamin status enhances the body's ability to respond to this stimulus. Gentle strength training, walking, or balance exercises can magnify gains in circulation and stability. Sleep quality influences nutrient utilization. Poor sleep can impair hormone regulation and increase inflammation. Some vitamin deficiencies, such as low magnesium, may disrupt sleep. By correcting magnesium deficiency, sleep may improve, supporting recovery and muscle repair. Gut health is foundational to nutrient absorption. Age-related changes in the microbiome can affect vitamin synthesis and uptake. Supporting gut health through fiber-rich foods, probiotics, and balanced nutrition may enhance the effectiveness of vitamin correction strategies. Consistency is critical. Nutrient repletion is not instantaneous. It may take weeks or months for levels to normalize and for tissues to repair. However, gradual improvements in warmth of the feet, reduction in cramps, stronger steps, and greater confidence while walking often signal that circulation and muscle function are improving. The psychological component should not be underestimated. Fear of falling can lead to reduced activity. Reduced activity further weakens muscles and circulation. By correcting deficiencies and experiencing physical improvements, confidence can return. Increased confidence encourages movement. Movement enhances circulation, creating a positive feedback loop. Healthcare provider guidance is essential, particularly when underlying conditions or medications are involved. Some vitamins interact with medications. Monitoring ensures safety and effectiveness. Small improvements accumulate. Slightly better oxygen delivery, slightly stronger muscle contractions, slightly improved nerve signaling may seem minor individually, but together they can significantly reduce the risk of circulation-related leg weakness and instability in older adults. The body retains remarkable adaptability even after 70. Blood vessels can respond to improved nutrition. Muscles can regain strength. Nerves can function more efficiently when properly supported. Addressing hidden deficiencies is not about reversing age. It is about optimizing what remains and preserving independence for as long as possible. Now, I know the title says boost blood flow in your legs 1 million times. Obviously, that's a dramatic way of saying significantly improve. The truth is, even a modest improvement in circulation can feel life-changing when you've been struggling with heaviness or weakness. The key is consistency. Nutrients don't work like painkillers. They support systems. They optimize processes. Over weeks and months, those small improvements compound. And here's something hopeful. The vascular system is remarkably adaptable. Even in your 70s and 80s, blood vessels can respond to positive changes. The body wants to heal. It just needs the right support. So if you've been feeling like your legs are slowing you down, start with this simple question. Am I supporting my circulation? Because when blood flows, life flows. And vitamin B3 might be the small but powerful key that helps open that door.